Hello my friends and welcome back to another learning session with the older man. Yes, today we're going to talk about something that we rarely talk about. It's not something that we actually talk about in the manosphere as much as I think we should actually talk about it, because it sort of goes counter to the message that we always seem to be pushing. Usually I would talk about single moms, right? But today I want to talk about those amazing stepmom. Yes, it's those women who give men a second chance at love while taking over the responsibility from the woman who have actually left him, and he also has kids. Yeah, listen, man. We've heard many stories growing up about the wicked stepmother.
And don't forget the garden. Then scrub the terrace, sweep the halls and the stairs, clean the chimneys, and of course there's the mending and the sewing and the laundry. Oh yeah.
The wicked stepmother, you know that woman that literally becomes a nightmare for the biological child born by an original mom, and that mom is supposed to have loved her unconditionally. The stories that we heard back in the day was that the original mother, the bio mom, this is a new word I just learned this today. Apparently the original mother is called the bio mom. Yeah, the original mother. I'm going to call it the original mother, or should I say bio mom? You know what? I'm going to use the word bio mom because it seems to be the narrative for the web. So let's use bio mom. The bio mom have passed away. It was never about the bio mom leaving the father. That was never in the fairy tales. We always heard about the mother that passed away. And she passed away during childbirth. It's usually the beautiful story that's told to us. But hey, the point is that they exist and they have a story to tell as well. They have problems. So my friends, that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to do a few highlight reels so that you guys can see the plight, trials and tribulations of the stepmom. Now, give me a thumbs up on this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Log in to askanolderman.com, join our new and growing community, and of course, if you want to book a chat with me, log into the same website, askanolderman.com. Okay, let's get into the first video. Let's hear about the struggles from stepmothers.
Being a stepmom in today's society is like being in a relationship with a narcissist. And here's how. First, they make you feel like you aren't important, not valuable, lesser than everyone else. Second, they make you feel crazy or like you're out of line anytime you attempt to advocate or stick up for yourself. That is the experience that so many stepmoms are having in today's society. When we show up as a stepmom, we are told, stay in your lane. You better know your place. You're not the mom. But yet, they want them to do all of the things that a mother does. Like, show up to all the sporting events. Do all of the daily care. Make sure those kids' needs are met. Love them like your own, but don't call them your own. It is crazy talk. And then, when stepmoms speak out and share their experience with society and explain what they're going through and why this is so challenging for them, they're name called. They are bashed. They are told, again, to get in their lane, to step back, to be quiet, to know your place, know your role, right? It's complete gaslighting of stepmoms and their experiences and their roles. So tell me how that's not like being in a relationship with a narcissist. We simply have to do better as a society. We have to support these stepmoms. More than 45% of our population are in their second marriage. So that means there's a hell of a lot of stepmoms out there. And our community is not embracing them and supporting them in the way that we really should. So let's do better.
Alrighty. Yes, she has one point. more than 45% of the Western Hemisphere people are in their second marriages. Not all of them have had kids, but the percentage is still high. Whereas a lot of women do leave marriages with kids and they end up with a stepfather, and in turn, that man, when going and finding another lover or another partner, that woman will end up being a stepmother. What I like in these videos that I'm going to show you is that these women are experiencing a lot of what men are experiencing when they become stepdad. And the primary biggest difference is that it's never the woman who actually spends money, hard-earned currency, on another woman's baby. She might spend time. Yes, I'm not denying that. But the man, usually when the man do get access to that child, he has to take the time and the money to support the child, whether the child is there or not. So I'm not trying to do a comparison. I'm just trying to show you the differences. Okay? But she's right, though, except for the fact she used the word narcissist. Why is it that these women tend to throw this word out as if everybody's a narcissist? And then who is blaming her? Who is not giving her the right to do anything? Who is they? This mysterious they. I don't get it. And then third, what does she expect society to do about it? She says, oh, we need to start supporting stepmom. For what? I don't get it. The victimization of oneself is what blows my mind, lady. I don't understand what is it that you want us as a society to do when you realize that, hey, the man that I see who has been left by a mother who has control over the kids 95% of the time, and you get 5% on every third week of the month for a couple of days, and you're a stepmom during that time, all of a sudden you need some sort of support? I don't get it. Now, I understand if the father has custody, which is rare, and you have to be a full-time mom, that's a different situation. That's different. Now, all of a sudden, you end up as a full-time mother to a child that isn't yours. But more than likely, you're getting all the benefits from that husband. I'm sure of it. Unless you are good enough and your sexual market value is high enough to get a man without kids who is as desirable as the man that you currently have with kids, that's your decision, my friend. That's all on you. You cannot expect anything from society in that respect. I'm just saying. I mean, tell me, what can society do? Let's go on to the next one.
Being a stepmom is really fucking hard. 1, you're in a relationship with someone who has kids, whose responsibility is to take care of those kids. 2, this means back and forth communication with the bio mom, another woman who obviously the relationship didn't work, so there's problems between them.
Yeah, the bio mom is going to be one bitter bee, okay? And there's one thing another woman hates is to see the man that she gave up being taken over by another woman who sees him for the value that he has. And now that new woman, you, is taking some of the resources that she feels that she's entitled to. This is what's happening. So all of a sudden, we got two women squabbling for resources. This man has to pay for his kids, and more than likely, some of that money is going to the bio mom. So yeah, I see where you're going to be a little bit bitter.
The problems don't stop. The arguments are still there. There's a lot of unresolved trauma in between them. 3, you depend on your husband, your partner, for your happiness. That gets kind of hard when there's another woman yelling at the other side of the phone about things that she may or may not have the reason to be upset about. You're not allowed to say if it's okay or not. I mean, you can, like I did, but that doesn't get you anywhere. That creates even more division in this dynamic, this blended family. 5,
if you want to plan things out as a family, get ready for failed expectations, plans being canceled, or not even existent. Non-existent. Because your husband won't get back to you until his kids get back to him, until they ask their mom if it's okay if they come along or not on that date.
I just find it so bizarre and frustrating that women can get on TikTok and just bitch and moan about life little inconveniences. I mean, these little inconveniences. And they make everything such a big deal. I don't know, maybe it's just me in my generation, but we don't look at these things as a problem. We don't. But if I was to say this out now and say, that's not a big deal, so what? Okay, you can't make plans around the little time that that the husband gets time with his kids. You can't plan something for your family around the time that he has his kids. Man, don't get it, man.
This means you don't make plans with anyone else because you set this day aside to see if we're gonna hang out or not, if you're gonna hang out with them or not. I think I'm on number 7. I think I'm on 7. You're not their parent. How do you navigate around that with the child, with a kid? Do you give them advice, but you're trying to make them like you? Do you stay quiet and be boring? But that's not going to help with your relationship. Do you treat them like your kid and then hope to not get in trouble by the bio parents? Where do we fit? Like, what is our role as a stepmom? Everybody's situation is different. But I'm here to tell you that you are not alone.
Oh, nobody's alone. No. Oh, man, this is just, I don't know. This snowflake generation just drives me insane. You saw value in the man that you picked. He had kids. I don't know if you had kids before you met that man, but either way, we're living in a world where we are exchanging mothers. Women are exchanging themselves for other men with other kids. It's almost as if, if everybody just stayed in their original spot with the original man they made kids with, it would be the same. Because I would only encourage single parents to get with other single parents. I would never advise a man to go and find a single mom. But we got 70 to 90% of women leaving their marriages with kids. If you have kids who are not grown up, so your only choice should be hooking up with another man who has kids. That's it. Otherwise, all you're doing is placing a sick burden on another person who has kept themselves single and disciplined for this period of time where they can get to start their own family. That includes males and females. So, if family A stayed together, family B stayed together, we have mama, daddy, kids. But all of a sudden what we get is family A split up. The woman, she needs to find another man. Oh, family B split up. So the man from over here, they switch sides. So now we got a blended family with two families like this. And then the back and forth crap, the nightmare begins. And then they both realize, you know what? It's just like I was back with my original husband. Oh shit, it feels like I'm still with my original wife after a certain period of time goes by, because the nightmare is the same. But if they both just bear through the hard times like every normal older family back in the day, they'll realize that the kids are benefiting because they got their original dads on both sides. Nobody has to switch sides. There's no switching. There's no bio mom, bio dad. It's insane, man. Seriously, it is insane. Because I'll listen to a lawyer here and you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Step-parents have absolutely no rights to their stepchildren. Case in point, a few years ago, a mother allowed her new husband, the stepfather of a child, to corporally punish a child. Well, the father found out about it and was absolutely livid. He filed a petition in court with his lawyer asking that the court remove that step parent from that child's life until there could be a full hearing. The court agreed and removed the step parent from the child's life initially and then held a full hearing. And at that hearing, the court determined that that step parent posed such a risk of harm to the child by corporally punishing the child that he should never be around that child again. That caused some real problems between the mother and the stepfather. So much so that mom eventually divorced the stepfather so that she could have a normal relationship with the child. The court said in its ruling that step parents have no constitutional or statutory rights to their stepchildren.
And that's the biggest problem. Most step parents rarely have any rights to the child. That's why, gentlemen, you do not get with single moms because you have no rights. We already been through many videos on the reasons why you should not get with a single mother. But right now we're talking about stepmoms. Stepmoms are now feeling what stepfathers have to go through. And they're only getting a small bit of it simply because the majority of the time the kids are with the mother. The mother is the one that gets custody. So she don't have that real responsibility. The man, he still has to pay child support and he has to pay all the bills coming in from that other child, including his child with you, if he has any. Or if you've had any kids before you came to see him. I know being a stepmom isn't easy. Ladies, please understand that this is the reality of the life you will have if you are a single mom. Only options you had on the sexual marketplace is another single father. These are what you're going to have to deal with, my friends. So this is another reason why you should stay in your marriage if you have kids, or do not become a single mom, an unmarried single mother. Okay? You know what? Big up to all the stepmoms. You're out there helping single fathers become happier, but this is the reality of life, my friends. You just got to suck it up and deal with it. Every situation is different. Ladies, sometimes you're going to come across a man who has an understanding bio mom, and sometimes you're going to get a nightmare bio mom if that woman is bitter, she's jealous of you. If you're younger, finer, nicer, happier than she was, it's going to be hard. That woman is going to make your life a living hell. You know how women are. Okay, guys, I hope you learned something from this. Give me a thumbs up on it as you leave, please. Log into askanolderman.com, support the community, and of course, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'll see you next time. Cheers.